But see, the problem with sin is we indulge in it when we're not in our word. The being in the word and spending time in prayer with God is like the same thing as going to the gym. So when you spend time with God, the more you spend time, the more you know what he says about what you should and should not do, the more he tells you who you are and your worth. It's easy to, just like, no, that scripture says, the weapons will form, but they won't prosper. That's a choice you still have to make. The weapons come at you, but those are still choices that enter your mind that tell you, okay, you know what? God will forgive you. It's okay. And then as soon as you go ahead and do it, you feel so horrible. Don't let the devil do you like that. Take those cravings or that sin and tell it to go somewhere and go back to the pit of hell. Because that's where it needs to go. It don't mean that you're not human, but the more you get into the word and work out that mind, reading the word and praying and fasting and getting before God, the easier it is to say no to those temptations. Because that's just the same thing with going to the gym. You don't want to work hard and then all of a sudden you got something that, come and you just start splurging. You just get into the chocolate and just eat it. And then you get on the scale, next time you done gain 5 pounds. That's disappointing. But God's grace and mercy for those of you that's like that in the gym, and you faithfully trying to do what's right, and all of a sudden you make a mistake and you eat a little chocolate or ice cream, whatever it is you like. You don't stay in that moment. You ask God to forgive you and you move on. Just like you go back to the gym and you keep working out. And the more you work out, the less those cravings will come. The less those temptations will come. Now, I don't say that you won't have them, but they'll lessen. And then he'll try something new, but you always got to be on God. That's why when you're in your word and you're praying, that's a craving that, because we crave for the word. A lot of times we crave to pray and then we get distracted with the things of the world. Oh, somebody called, I got to go here. Or I go on Facebook, I'm just going to look for a little bit, tell people happy birthday, and then you're on there forever. Instead of getting to your word, instead of praying and going before God, asking what he wants and giving him thanks for all that he's done for us. Those cravings for the word, don't neglect that. Don't neglect that. That's the kind of the equivalent of what I'm talking about with those cravings for natural things, the foods and stuff that you crave. You want to go in that gym and work it out, just like you want to go in the word and hear what God has to say to you and what he's saying about you. That craving, don't neglect. Get in there, study the word, read it, know everything that God says about you.